Hey guys, welcome to some Persona 3, or Persona 3 Portable to be exact. Since my original LP of this kind of fell through, and because I wanted to play some Persona 3, here I am. I already did this video without commentary, but I figured it would be easier to explain it with commentary, because this is a very technical fight we're gonna do. We're gonna be fighting one of the secret bosses. And, the original video had a description that hit almost 5,000 characters, which is the max that YouTube will let you use, so I figured it would be easier to just explain it to you. So, in order to fight Elizabeth, you need a very specific setup, because it's a very technical fight. One thing you need is the Persona Orpheus Telos, which you can get if you have the colorless mask, which you get from Igor after you complete all of the social links. There are a few ways to fuse Orpheus Telos. The most common way is through hexagon spread, and you can get Orpheus Telos this way. But this is very expensive because you need 6 personas for it, and it also won't really give us the skills that we want. But there are other ways to just fuse Orpheus Telos through regular triangle fusion, and if you use these 3 personas, you can also get Orpheus Telos. Most importantly, you have Odin here, and Odin will have the skill Thunder Rain. It will need to have the skill Thunder Rain because you want to pass this down to Orpheus Telos. It's the only skill you need to pass down. You can get all of the other skills that we're going to use through skill cards. So, oh, there it is. You basically just want to keep choosing it until it gives you the skills you want. In later Persona games, you can actually get which skill, or you can actually choose which skills you want, but in this, it's random and you have to re-roll it every time. So you just re-roll it until you get Thunder Rain. There are also other skills that you can get this way. Like I said, only Thunder Rain is really important as of right now, but if you can get other skills, it'll just save you a little bit of effort getting the skill cards. I'm not going to fuse it here because I already have Orpheus Telos, and I'll show you in a bit. The other thing you need is a certain quest that Elizabeth gives you, which is this one right here, quest number 55. I believe this only unlocks on New Game Plus. It might be different in Persona 3 Portable, but that's all I know. It's definitely easier on New Game Plus, so that's what I would recommend. Now let's actually get into Orpheus Telos and what you actually need on him. First of all, we have Sharp Student here, which you can get as a skill card from the Persona Zochoten. And that'll basically just reduce the chance of Elizabeth getting critical hits on us, which can very easily kill you if that happens, so that's very important. High Counter is essential to the strategy we're about to use, so you get that skill card from Siegfried. Mind Charge you get from Atropos, and that'll just make Thunder Rain do double damage the next time you use it. Well, and you might say, well, you can just use Thunder Rain twice and you'll have the same thing, but there are turns where you won't be able to use Thunder Rain because she'll resist it, or she'll completely block it. So that's why Mind Charge is important. Also noteworthy is that in other Megami Tensei games, Mind Charge usually multiplies the damage by 2.5, but in this game it's only 2, so... Then there's Elec Amp and Elec Boost, which passively increase the damage that Thunder Rain does. You can get Elec Amp from Odin and Elec Boost from Takemi Kazuchi. Like I said, you can just pass down Elec Amp from Odin as well because he learns it, but otherwise Odin also gives you the skill card for Elec Amp. So Unshaken Will we get from Azura, and it will protect us from all status ailments except for poison, and that is also where Salvation comes in, which will fully heal us and remove any status ailments. So that's how we get rid of the poison if we do end up getting poisoned. And you get Salvation from Vishnu. So that's Orpheus Telos. Other personas you might want. My Kardakeya here has Automataru, Automasuku, and Automaraku. You don't need this. This will basically just boost, give you all of the buffs at the start of the fight. You can do without, but I feel that every little bit helps. Like I said, not completely necessary, but I like doing it. Then going into our stats, first of all, Orpheus Telos needs to have max stats. You can achieve this pretty easily by getting, let's see, where are they? These kinds of items, you get these from Mitsuru by doing well on your exams, or you can also get them as, you can buy them from the antique shop in Paulownia Mall. by exchanging the gems you get from defeating shadows in Tartarus. Then you also need to be level 99 yourself, because that boosts your HP and SP to 999. You need this in order to survive. Don't even attempt this fight if you're not level 99. So then going into our equipment, I have the ultimate weapon equipped here, which boosts all of my stats by 10. You can get these by fusing very specific personas with the nihil items you get from gold shadows. So every now and then in Tartarus you'll run into a gold colored shadow which will run away from you. And if you manage to defeat it, you either get a coin which you sell for money, or you get a nihil item of a random weapon type. Which weapon type you get doesn't matter for the ultimate weapons. It's the persona you use that determines the weapon type it will be for the ultimate weapons. Usually it matters, but not for the ultimate weapon. So you just need any nihil item and you fuse that with either Kardakea if you're playing as the female protagonist like me, or Lucifer if you're playing as the male protagonist. Then we have the I'm switching, the Armor of Light, which you can get as a heart item. So heart items are things that personas will give you if you level them up enough. Certain personas have heart items. Usually that's always the same item. For Messiah here, that's not the case. He will actually give you he can actually give you a number of different items, and one of them is one of the items he can give you is the Armor of Light. And it'll just reduce the magic damage that Elizabeth does to us. So our boots don't really matter because we won't be able to dodge in this fight. So the ones I have equipped just boost my stats by 2. It doesn't really matter what you have equipped here. And then lastly, which is extremely important, is the Divine Pillar, which will reduce all of our damage. It'll cut the damage we take by in half, so that's very important. We can dodge, which is why the boots aren't important, but the reduced damage is really, really nice. So without it, you'll probably either die or you'll have to heal a lot more. So you get that as a hard item from Alilot. Then going into other items that you need, you probably want a number of beads to heal yourself. You can get these pretty easily on the top floors of Tartarus, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then there's a few fusion spells that you need, namely Infinity and Armageddon. Infinity, I'm going to show you here. So I went the wrong way. I should be going in here. So Vision Quest Hall unlocks, I believe in the main game on your first playthrough, when you get to the month of January. A New Game Plus is just always here. So here you can fight these doors at the top. You can fight you can rebattle the major bosses from the game, except it will be harder and take longer. The most important ones are these two in the back here. Fortune and Strength will give you Infinity. I don't remember there being any special requirements for getting Infinity. I read somewhere that you need to have your entire party alive, and you need to have something, you need to have the Fortune boss do something bad to you at least once. I don't remember if this is the case. I usually just get Infinity without any trouble and without taking those kinds of things into account, so not sure on that. The Hanged Man door is where you will get Armageddon. You can also just get Armageddon from the weapon shop because you only need one of them. You need 10 Infinities, which is what you get from this door. You only need one Armageddon, but getting it without doing this probably takes even longer. So even though this boss is really annoying because he takes just forever. And there's also a special requirement. So during the fight, this boss can spawn a Maya. And you need to let the boss prime that Maya and let the Maya explode. And after you do that once, if you win the fight, you get Armageddon. If you don't do that, you get a Victory Cry skill card, I believe, which is not what you want. You want Armageddon. Both of those things are required to beat the boss. So I believe that pretty much covers every prerequisite that we need. Yeah, so lastly is the place where we can find Elizabeth, which is at the very top floor of Monad, the hidden block of Tartarus. You unlock Monad by beating the Reaper, or on New Game Plus, Monad is just unlocked right from the start. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through Monad. One more thing, if you go into Monad. The shadows there are very strong, so you'll probably use a lot of your resources just getting through there. If you have a persona that has Victory Cry, like Shiva here, Victory Cry will restore your HP and SP to full after a battle, so you just fight one shadow in Monad right before you get to the top floor and you'll be fully healed up, or you can just use items, but this is probably more convenient. So with that said, I'm going to go into Monad and I'll meet you at the top. So here we are at the top of Monad. Here's Elizabeth. One thing I forgot to mention is you have to do this fight alone. You can't bring any party members. She'll actually give you the option to let them leave. I think in Persona 3 FES she just instantly kills you, which sucks because every time you lose this fight you have to go through Monad again. So let us equip our buffing persona. I already have it equipped, and let's get into this.
I have been waiting for you. The adversary I asked you to defeat is now standing before you. Yes, I am referring to myself. I have long sought an understanding of who I am, just as you and my master have done. Those who set foot in the Velvet Room are all destined to embark on this search for identity. You may be able to give me that answer. Will you do me the honor of fighting me?
Yep.
You have my thanks. Now, shall we begin?
So this fight, you're gonna want to get a calculator out for this.
Who is that? Is it just me? Or does it seem like she wants to fight? What? Her power is unbelievable! Who is she?
So Elizabeth starts out with 20,000 HP, and I'm just gonna have OBS put it on the screen here. Let us switch to Orpheus Telos and use Mind Charge. So she's going to cycle through a bunch of different personas, and like I said, there are certain rules to this fight.
I make my living as an elevator attendant, but I know several effective ways of inflicting pain. Don't worry, I'm not as fragile as I look. Try to kill me, if you can.
So, the most important rule here, 462, we have to keep track of how much damage she actually does. So, she's gonna cycle through a bunch of personas. Right now she just used Cert, and the most important rule of this fight is you can never have a persona equipped that will block the element she is about to use. So, because she used Cert there, I wouldn't have been able to have a persona equipped that blocks fire. So Orpheus Telos is strong against everything, but he doesn't block anything, which makes him perfect for this fight. If you do have something equipped that will block her attacks, she will instead use Megadolion, and her Megadolion is special in that it always deals 9,999 damage and kill you. 1,067.
I apologize in advance.
And now she's on Jack Frost, who is also susceptible to Thunder Rain. The persona she has equipped determines what she can be hit with, so we can just use Thunder Rain here, and we'll be fine. See how much this does. 522.
Can you withstand
and
this?
using physical attacks. Ooh, nice, another counter. 444. And now she's using Thor. Thor actually blocks electricity, so we can't actually use Thunder Rain here, so we have to Mind Charge again. And against her next persona, a Mind Charge Thunder Rain will do a lot of damage, so let's see, using physical attacks again, and Magaru dying. She's on Q Cullen right now. So there's a set sequence of persona that she cycles through, and so she'll go through fire, ice, electricity, wind, light, dark, status ailments, and then her last turn, we'll get to that when we get to it. So she's using Metatron right now and using Mahamon. If you have enough homunculi, which you can get from rare chests all throughout Tartarus, or mainly on the top floor, she actually hit me there, but I survived it because I have homunculus. We are actually going to use a physical attack here, and that does 172. So right now she is on Alice. I'm going to be using Mamudun, or Mamudoan, however you want to pronounce it. That's how I've always pronounced it. That's probably wrong, but I'm sorry. On this turn, we are going to use Mind Charge again, I think. She might actually kill me here if she physically attacks me twice. I'm below 300 HP, which is bad. So, we'll survive. She's using status ailments here, so... She's using Nebiros. And this is a very significant turn, because... yeah, we'll fine, I can't even talk. So, after she uses Nebiros, you want to use Infinity. You have to use Infinity. If you don't, you will die. Because as you'll see, her last persona in this cycle is Masakado, and she uses Megadolion. And like I said, her Megadolion always does 9,999 damage, so if she hits you with this, you die. Which is why you need to use Infinity. Yeah, Masakado actually blocks everything, so we can't actually attack her here. I wanted to actually use Thunder Rain against Cert, but I don't think we can because we'll die, so we'll have to use Thunder Rain against Jack Frost instead. So, the idea behind this fight is we're trying to push her below 10,000 HP, but we can't push her below 10,000 HP ourselves, 431. Because if we do, then she will actually fully heal herself, which is not what we want, and that is where High Counter comes in. So instead of us, we're already Mind Charged. Oh, never mind then. Okay, we can just use Thunder Rain here then. I forgot I already did Mind Charge myself. 798.
Magnificent. Your power is every bit as impressive as I'd hoped, but the curtain has just risen. Show me your best performance.
So yeah, we want her to physically attack us and high counter herself below 10,000 HP, and that needs to happen on her second turn, because if it happens on her first turn, she'll just use her second turn to heal herself back up to full. So she's on her second cycle right now, and I think I'm just gonna heal here, just in case. She's on her second cycle now. Even if you have more than 10 infinities, after the 10th cycle she will just start spamming Megadolion over and over and kill you. So there is a hard limit on how many cycles it can take you. So using Thor, and we're gonna have to use Mind Charge here again. So on her next turn when she uses Kukulkan, we can use Thunder Rain. I would like some more high counters. It didn't matter that time because she blocked it. Ooh, 449. Yeah, she actually uses all different types of physical attacks, so it just matters. It depends on what she does. If the persona she has equipped happens to block that certain type of physical attack. 1153. So back to Metatron again. We're doing quite well, down to 13,291, so... I think on this turn we can use a physical attack actually, and see how much that does. We are in great status, so we might even get a critical attack, who knows. No, 174. Still pretty good. Every little bit helps. It's kinda hard to keep track of everything, doing well in the fight and keeping track of how much damage we've done to her, while also trying to concentrate and do commentary. It's quite hard, but we have to do it. And we're back to Nebiros again. So we're already Mind Charged, so we can use Infinity here again. Oh, there's Poison Mist. Oh, that kinda sucks. I hope she doesn't poison me. No, she did poison me. That's fine. We'll use Infinity here, and after she uses Masakado next turn, we'll use Salvation, and that'll heal us and get rid of the poison at the same time. So that is why we have Salvation. And back to Megadolion.
Persona.
Okay, sorry for the interruption there. Let's use Salvation, and let's get rid of that poison. And back to Cert. We should be able to use Thunder Rain here. We're getting close to 10,000 though. Yes, let's use Thunder Rain. Probably gonna do about 800 again. 767.
I have chosen.
12,350.
I have chosen.
Should be able to use another Mind Charge Thunder Rain, but we're gonna have to heal again on this turn. So let's do that.
I summon you.
Then when she uses Thor, we can use Mind Charge again. It's fairly straightforward if you get a pattern down. And if you don't get unlucky. She hasn't actually hit me with a critical hit yet, which is surprising, because she usually does that at least once for me. It's not supposed to be very likely thanks to the Sharp Student, but it can happen still.
I summon you.
I have to Mind Charge again this turn. And physical attacks. And no counter. And Garodine. Well, the other nice thing about critical hits, other than the fact that we need them, or not critical hits, but counters, is not only do we need them to defeat her, they also deal quite a bit of damage. 1223, nice. That's a good amount of damage. And physical attacks and Hamon. Okay. We can probably use this turn to heal. And he missed. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to do this fight without Orpheus Telos. Just with how ridiculous it is. 30. We're fine. I would have liked to counter that, but... well, maybe not, actually. We probably won't get to use another Mind Charge. What did she use? She used Alice, so we can use Mind Charge here. We probably can get another Mind Charge Thunder Rain off on Kukulkan, but we should be able to do it on Cert, and we'll be fine still. Unless she counters herself here, which would be bad. Okay, she doesn't. I thought she was gonna get me there. Well, it would still be possible. We just wouldn't be able to use Thunder Rain, or we would have to waste our Mind Charge on something that would block it, like Masakado, and just do a regular Thunder Rain. It's kind of a nice break whenever she uses Megadolion. You don't have to think about what you have to do after you use Infinity until our next turn. Okay, so we can't do anything here. Let's... we already used Mind Charge, so we don't need to do that. Let's just heal. We'll be fine. Don't really have anything better to do. Can't use physical attacks either, because like I said, Masakado blocks everything, so... And 131, okay. So let's use our Mind Charge Thunder Rain here and see how much that does. 744. Down to 10,383, okay. So right now, come on, counter. Yes! 4,666. 9,917, let's use Armageddon and end it. We just won. Oh man, that's a fun fight. I like that fight. And there we go. We just beat Elizabeth.
I believed that I would find my answer when I challenged one who was stronger than me. But I was wrong. I have received no such revelation. Not even in defeat. Wait, I am mistaken. The answer is this. Only I can decide who I am. Now, I believe congratulations are in order. You have overcome the most difficult obstacle I've placed in your path. You shall receive your reward, the same as always. But please accept this as well. It is no reward. It is a sign of my gratitude.
And we get the Platinum Bookmark.
Well then, good day.
Now the Platinum Bookmark by itself doesn't do anything, but there is another reward that we get if we hand in the request. So let's go back down and let's go do that. I have completed a request. Yeah. And for defeating her, we get the Omnipotent Orb. This is pretty much the most ridiculous accessory you can get in the game. I can show it off. Not that. So, the Omnipotent Orb nullifies all attacks except almighty damage. So, you can still die from Megadolion, but pretty much anything else will just do no damage to you. You can actually get this item without fighting Elizabeth. Like I mentioned before, Messiah can actually give you a random heart item. And he can actually give you an Omnipotent Orb, although I believe the chance for that happening is about 1% or something like that. It's a really low chance. I've had it happen to me before, actually. But, yeah. You wouldn't be able to use it against Elizabeth because she'll just kill you, and the other secret boss in this game will too, so it's pretty much only useful against regular enemies. I think you can use it against the final boss also, so it's a pretty ridiculous item, but that is your reward for defeating Elizabeth. And with that, I think that's about all I wanted to cover in this video. Feels nice actually making a video again for a change. It's been quite a while. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.